So the Chargers hot lap qualifying rolling. Only one group because only 8 cars make up this field here for Chargers hot lap qualifying. Thank you, fans, for joining us on Track Pass on NBC Sports Gold. Racing action has been phenomenal from top to the bottom, division to division here as we are rolling in Chargers hot lap qualifying. Ryan Younginer so far quickest in hot lap qualifying here in this Chargers division.
Ryan Younginer brought it home in second place last night. The battle between him and Luke Yarbrough was fantastic. Had us on the edge of our seats, had us standing up like the last one did. As you see a spin right there, it's the 32 of Meredith Kepley in the turn 1 grass. Track Op's going to have to come and get her out. But absolutely great race last night. We've seen it all night long. It's been so fun to see these cars go at it, and we have a lot of racing left.
Well, I'll tell you what, Meredith Kepley spun a couple times last night, but being in that grass is not where you want to be. This racing surface might be dry now, but you can see the glare coming off the rubber on her tires. That grass is not dried out right now, so she's going to have some wet tires as she continues to make her way around this Thunder Ring.
And that especially isn't good when you're trying to put down your fastest time of the night. Like you said, Kepley spun last night. She spun tonight, having some troubles out here on this old racing surface. But, yeah, those tires are wet. Now she's going to have to scrub them off, make sure they get dry before she tries to put down her fast lap.
Look at the track she is leaving right there. You can see just how much water those tires have on them now as she leaves tracks around the racetrack. So adding a little bit of dampness to this racing surface is going to make it even harder for Meredith Kepley here. Meredith Kepley actually was second fastest last night in qualifying, but just didn't have the racing results to follow that qualifying result.
She did not a few spins, and unfortunate for her because, like you said, she had a good qualifying time. Tonight, hopefully she can put up the same good time, but as you see, that wet tire, it's going to make this track a little bit wet there in turn 1. They're going to pace over it, try to dry it out a little bit before we get back going.
Well, it appears right now, Ryan, that they're going to go ahead and call qualifying over with it. It appears that these drivers made their times, and this is what we got. So Ryan Younginer looks to be on the pole in this one. So we're getting ready to go feature racing here in this Chargers division. Ryan Younginer right there. Quickest to his outside is the 75 car of Amanda Woodall out of Canton, Georgia. Those 2 cars make up row number 1.
Row number 2 has Luke Yarbrough, last night's winner in the 72 machine, starting in 3rd. In 4th place, that 54 machine of David Anderson. In row 3, rolling off 5th, the 7 car of Lisa Young, and in 6th place, the 27 of Brian Kozier. And in the last row, the 32 machine you just saw spin, rolling off 7th, Meredith Kepley, and rounding out the field, the 15 of Lee Brown.
Green flag is in the air. Chargers feature race is underway. Ryan Younginer with a good jump at the start of this one.
Younginer, a good jump. We saw it last night as you see a spin. I believe that is the 7 machine of Lisa Young that is spun. It's going to bring out yellow on the racetrack. Not how you wanted to start this Chargers feature.
"15 laps is the distance we'll go, and we already have a caution here as Lisa Young trying to get that car back refired here and join the tail end of the field. We'll see if a push truck needs to come out. Actually, she is back rolling right there. So the purple and orange machine, Lisa Young, brings out the first caution. That means we'll go single file restarts for the rest of the night here in this Chargers division.
I was just about to say, Amanda Woodall smiling from ear to ear right now. She did not have the start she wanted, lost that 2nd spot to Luke Yarbrough. But now you see everyone's going to be on that inside line. It's the preferred line. It's what you want.
So Amanda Woodall will roll off in that 2nd place position now, and it was Meredith Kepley that actually made the contact with Lisa Young. Meredith Kepley put the bumper to Lisa Young, just drove it in, and perhaps it's from that water on those tires from that 32 car of Meredith Kepley. So caution flag out once again, single file, and we're actually only going 15 laps in this division, and the reason we'll go 15 laps in the Chargers division, this is the least amount of experience out of the Legends drivers. So this division right here has the least amount of experience in it here in the Legends divisions of cars will run, so they'll only run 15 laps here on the Thunder Ring. You'll see the same thing when the rookie Bandolero cars come out a little bit later in the show.
Least amount of experience in a very difficult racetrack. We've already seen a spin in qualifying and a spin on lap 1 of the main event. Ryan Younginer in that 17 is showing speed. That 72 machine of Luke Yarbrough just as fast. That 75 of Amanda Woodall right there in the middle of it all. As we come to the green flag, Younginer with a good jump. Woodall with a better jump than last time. Younginer is going to lead it into 1. Yarbrough pushes the 75 of Woodall hard through the grass. What a start to this one.
Wow. Yarborough gives the bumper to Woodall early and has now set his sights on the leader, Ryan Younginer, fishtailing it on the front stretch here, trying to get past the leader, Ryan Younginer.
Younginer's fast. That 72 car right now of Luke Yarborough said, I'm not waiting. Only 15 laps. He picked up the win last night. He wants another one tonight.
A car length separates Ryan Younginer and Luke Yarborough. Luke Yarborough trying to join the elite names that have gone back-to-back tonight. He's got 13 laps to snatch this lead away from Ryan Younginer.
Younginer looks good. That 72 might look a little bit better here as he makes up ground on the front straightaway. He's going to give the bumper to the 17 of Younginer. Caution is out on the racetrack. Spin in turn 3 and 4. Cannot quite see who that is. I believe that is the 32 of Meredith Kepley again and the 75 of Amanda Woodall.
So caution out once again, 12 laps remaining here in the Chargers division. Lights atop the pace vehicle are on, lights all the way around the speedway. Race fans, we don't know if you can see on the camera angle, obviously not right now, but the lights are actually on all the way around the speedway. The caution lights are here. So 12 laps remaining. Meredith Kepley and Amanda Woodall both stopped there in turns 3 and 4. Push truck out here. We'll have to see if any more things will be brought out here to help get these cars off the racing surface.
Absolutely not the week that Meredith Kepley had in mind. A lot of spins last night. Same tonight as she spun twice and was also involved in the crash on the first lap. But absolutely not what that 32 machine was looking for. And Amanda Woodall sitting there, victim of circumstance right there after she was punted early by Luke Yarborough. Yarborough sent her on corner number 1 of this race into the grass. An exciting start to this Chargers feature.
Glad to have you joining us here on Track Pass on NBC Sports Gold. It appears the 32 car of Meredith Kepley will continue to roll here and join the rest of the field as they're red flag, and so will Amanda Woodall. So good to see both these drivers back rolling here as the caution flag will be back displayed and the cars continue to roll down the backstretch.
This was the beginning of this race. Yarborough gets in there hard, sends that 75 of Woodall up the track into the grass on those right side tires. And if you watch closely coming back onto that track, the moisture from the rain we had earlier onto the racetrack, slick tires of Amanda Woodall now. Hard to say if that was part of the caution, but she was involved in the latest yellow flag.
So we're going to have a 12-lap finish here. Cars come across stripes single file. Luke Yarborough, he punted that 75 car of Amanda Woodall through turns 1 and 2. You got to think that's in the back of the mind of Ryan Younginer.
Absolutely. Younginer's going to want to get a great jump here on Yarborough. Yarborough showed his hand. We've talked about it all night, showing your hand early. He showed it, and he's out here to be aggressive. Yarborough's looking for back-to-back wins to join the elite names that have done it tonight. He's on a mission, but Ryan Younginer going to try to foil that mission.
So you looked at the replay. The front of Amanda Woodall's car had a little bit of damage, but she is back rolling here on the Thunder Ring. Lights still on atop the pace vehicle. Ryan Younginer makes up position number 1, row number 2, Luke Yarborough. Position number 3 goes to David Anderson. Position number 4 is Lisa Young. And 5th is Brian Kozier.
You look at that 4th place car, Lisa Young. She was involved in the accident when Kepley drove it in a little bit too hard, spun out on the first corner of this race, up into 4th position. Could possibly make a push for this race here late with 12 to go.
Lights out, the sight we've wanted to see here on that pace vehicle. Cars tucked nose to tail, single file. Ryan Younginer brings the cars off of turn number 4. Green flag in the air, back racing here on the Thunder Ring.
Younginer got a good jump. Yarborough got an even better one, diving hard into 1. Younginer has the advantage off of turn number 2. Let's see if he can distance. He can from the 72, hard off into turn number 3.
Ryan Younginer won round number 1. Round number 2 went to the 72 of Yarborough. Who's going to take round number 3 tonight? It's setting up to be a heavyweight battle between Ryan Younginer and Luke Yarborough.
Caution is out in turn 3 for the 32 of Meredith Kepley. Another incident for that car, that driver. Definitely not the week that 32 was looking for. Unfortunate to see that.
So Meredith Kepley's troubles continue here She spun 3 times last night. She spun 2 times tonight. One more cause of a caution, and she will have to park it in the pits as she did last night. If you were the cause of 3 cautions here on Thursday Thunder, you will be asked to go to the pit area, and your night will be over. She is just 1 caution away from just that. So 11 laps remaining as we did complete that lap. Meredith Kepley is going to have to get pushed back here. She can't get those tires gripped up enough to get out of this wet grass. So the track crew going to push her again and get her back rolling.
We've mentioned it all night. You see that wet grass right there, the trail that Kepley left. This track crew did a great job of drying out this old racing surface. They obviously can't do anything about the grass, but to get this place dry and ready to go racing tonight, great job by the AMS track crew out here.
So she gets those wheels back spinning here onto the front stretch of the quarter-mile Thunder Ring here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Race fans, we invite you to join us next Wednesday here on Track Pass on NBC Sports Gold for round number 4. After we run our series of events on Wednesday night, we'll turn right back around and run on Thursday night for round number 5. So join us on Track Pass on NBC Sports Gold next Wednesday and Thursday as we will continue rounds 4 and 5 of Thursday Thunder Racing.
It's been a lot of fun up here in the booth. Me and Caleb have a good time announcing these races for y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoy watching them as much as we do up here at the racetrack. Tonight's been no different. A lot of great bumper-to-bumper action. And this Charger feature, I think they're going to do just the same thing with 12 to go.
So the cars getting back ready to race here in the Chargers division. They've completed 3 laps. They'll have 12 laps remaining. 12 laps is what Ryan Youngin is going to have to hold off that 72 car of Luke Yarborough.
Well, you talk about having 12 laps left. There's been no rhythm in this race so far. So many cautions. I believe we had 3 already. There's no rhythm to these drivers. Ryan Youngin are continuing to have to make good restarts. Luke Yarborough's right there. He can make that bump and run early. He can wait late. It's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out.
We'll have to see. If he's been watching these races earlier tonight, he knows that you don't want to show your hand a little bit too early. Parker Eatman perhaps did that just a race ago. Luke Yarborough does not want to make that same mistake. Ryan Youngin is going to try and prevent anything from happening and keep that 17 car out front. Lights out atop the pace vehicle. Ryan, take us back to the green flag.
Younginer snaking this group through turn 3, off turn 4. Yarborough hard on the bumper. We are green. 12 to go at the Thunder Ring. Yarborough right on the bumper of Ryan Younginer. Younginer able to hold it off at turn number 2, but Luke Yarborough going absolutely nowhere down the back straightaway.
Those 2 cars stretched their lead over the rest of the field. All it took was 1 backstretch, and those 2 cars have checked out. 72 car, Luke Yarborough looks to the inside. He'll take the lead over the 17 car of Ryan Younginer.
Yarborough has a very fast machine. Younginer on the crossover, going to try to dive bomb it hard into 3. Can he keep it clean? He will. The 72 gives way, but will he come back with his own crossover to the stripe?
Ryan Younginer will block that inside lane from the 72 car of Luke Yarborough. Luke Yarborough will try diamonding that corner. Car length separates the leaders as they race hard into turns 3 and 4.
These 2 have pulled away. The 72 gives the bumper. They both get loose in 3 and 4. Yarborough to the bottom, takes the lead at the stripe. Can Younginer retaliate? He gives him a hard bumper. Will spin. There's contact between the leaders. Yellow will fly.
Caution flag out on the speedway. The Thunder Ring is lit up in yellow as the 2 cars battling for the lead will bring out the caution. Luke Yarborough and the 17 car of Ryan Younginer battling hard for that lead, trading paint, and look what happens. Both cars stopped into turns 1 and 2. Caution flag will fly once again.
Well, I got to think that was made out of frustration out of Ryan Younginer. He drove it in ridiculously hard on the 72 of Yarborough right there. Looks like there was intentions behind that drive. Obviously, we don't know for sure, but that 17 sure did drive it hard into the bumper of the 72.
I tell you what, perhaps the best part of tonight is these 2 drivers were just battling, white-knuckling it around this speedway, battling, and look at them. They're parked right next to each other, feet away from each other. You got to think there's been some hand gestures, some talking going as they were battling hard for that lead in these closing laps.
Well, we talked about it earlier, having a little bit of a dispute in the garage. I would assume there's going to be one here because these 2 are the class of the field. As you watch the replay, Younginer drives it in deep. That 72 right there on the bumper gives him a little bit of a shove, goes to the outside. Younginer on the bottom, like you said. Yarborough diamonds that corner, gets a run off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. And here into 3, a lot of hard contact. Look like he gets on the gas. They both get loose. And here's the interesting thing. Ryan Younginer looks like he just holds it pedaled down into the bumper of that 72. Like I said, it looked like a little bit of intent right there.
Well, you see a little bit of damage on that 17 car of Ryan Younginer as he made contact with Luke Yarbrough. Both those drivers will have to go to the rear of the field. We'll look one more look at it right here. Ryan Younginer takes that bottom. Luke Yarbrough tries to cross over. But as you just mentioned, just two guys racing hard for the win in the closing laps of this one. Just 9 laps remaining. But now we have new players at the front of the field. How about that 54 car of David Anderson? He's been sitting there in that third place position all night long watching these two guys battle. Now he's out front, and he's got Lisa Young in that purple 7 right there with him.
David Anderson, like you said, he's been quiet in this race all night long. He has not made his presence felt. Well, right here, he's at the front of that pack. Lights are out on the pace car. We go into turn number 3.
David Anderson, for the first time this season and for the first time tonight, brings the cars to the start-finish line. He'll lead the field through turns 1 and 2.
Absolutely no hesitation out of these cars. Hard into turn number 1. An absolute mess. Younginer through the grass. Wow.
Ryan Younginer through the grass. He'll fade to the back of the pack. Here comes Luke Yarbrough battling for the lead. That's Amanda Woodall out front.
Well, you got to think what happened right there. David Anderson did not have a good start. Woodall and Yarbrough went to the bottom, and they looked like they were on the gas. Rest of the field looked like they didn't even want to go.
Luke Yarbrough all over the back bumper of Amanda Woodall. He's the one who gave her the bumper earlier in the show. You got to think she has that in her memory bank as those two race hard through turns 1 and 2.
Luke Yarbrough has been aggressive all night long. Nothing changing with 7 to go. Like you said, Woodall, remember, she gets loose in 4. She saves it. And the 72 of Luke Yarbrough extends his lead.
6 laps remaining, and the mistake Luke Yarbrough wanted to see out of the 75 car of Amanda Woodall gives him the lead, and he is checked out up front.
Absolutely checked out. This one looks like it could be all Luke Yarbrough's if we stay green. You see on your screen right there Ryan Younginer, who took a ride through the grass on that hectic restart behind the 7 right now of Lisa Young. Definitely not where Younginer thought he'd be at this point in the race.
Luke Yarbrough off of turn number 4. 4 laps remaining for the leader out front. He's just got the clean air, no traffic out in front of him. 4 clean laps, and Luke Yarbrough can park it in victory lane.
A piece of debris sitting in turn number 1. These drivers trying to avoid it as you see Younginer clip it right there. That could be an issue for that 17. Hopefully it doesn't cut a tire down. These two going at it right now for that 4th place position, my mistake. Lisa Young holding off the 17 of Ryan Younginer.
So race directors haven't thrown a caution yet for that debris. Luke Yarbrough out front. I think all these drivers are spread out enough, and it's high enough up off the speedway that they're not going to throw that caution. 2 laps remaining for the man out front, Luke Yarbrough.
Luke Yarbrough has checked out of this one. A straightaway lead over the 75 of Amanda Woodall as you see her holding on to that 2nd place position. White flag in the air for Luke Yarbrough.
Luke Yarbrough into turns 1 and 2 and works down the backstretch. Had contact with many drivers early in this one, but has done what it takes to pick up a feature victory here on the Thunder Ring. Back-to-back nights, Luke Yarbrough will park it in victory lane.
From the front to the back to the front again for Luke Yarbrough. Awesome race right there out of these Chargers divisions. What a night for the Legends driving. That was so much fun. Luke Yarbrough, I got to look back at that chaotic restart we saw right there. I mean, David Anderson just did not get going. That whole top line did not really. I mean, that was just crazy to watch as you watch your replay right here.
You're looking at the replay right here, and David Anderson was in the best position he's been at all night long. You could say the same thing for Lisa Young. Those drivers saw the kind of restart that they were getting. Amanda Woodall and Luke Yarbrough dive to the inside. You see Ryan Younginer's piece of debris fly off right there. He goes through the grass. The cars go around him. Rough night for him. So that